What's up? It's me. Here I am, back. I've been gone for a little while, and since I've been gone for a little while, I wanted to address a few things that I've spoken about in a recent blog post I wrote about the break that I have taken, slash am taking, from videos, and why that is, and some of the things that I've kind of started to do to help alleviate any stress and strain that I'd originally put myself under so that I can start making videos again for the channel. So I'm actually going to load up the blog post because obviously being able to see what I wrote on the website and actually say it to you kind of as it is, it's the easiest way to address each thing one at a time. So there's the recent blog post, just in case you were interested. I will just get it up. So, the first thing that I wrote is about how I've kind of been worried recently that I was losing sight of the whole reason that I started doing YouTube in the first place. I started doing YouTube in the first place because it was fun. And I've watched other YouTubers for years and I've just really enjoyed watching those types of videos, and I thought, hey, I would really enjoy giving that a go. As you guys might know, I have the care leaver blog side of the channel, which actually is really important to me personally, from my own life experiences, and I wanted to use the platform as another way to get kind of some help and advice across to care leavers, people in care, all that kind of stuff. If you're interested in that, there's a playlist on my channel that you can check out. So yeah, one of the things I addressed in this blog post is about how I kind of felt like I was losing sight of the reason that I started. The main reason for that is because of all of the other stuff that goes along with YouTube stuff. So like monetizing, the whole editing, the schedule, thumbnails, all that kind of stuff that make it kind of like a whole branding experience where you're kind of like, you monetize your videos with ads so that like it's like a business venture. You have to get the best out of like the YouTube system, you have to upload regularly and it has to be a certain length, all of these kind of things. And trying to think about all of that kind of stuff is a bit difficult, especially when all you wanted to do in the first place is make videos for fun. Which is kind of where I was getting a bit like overwhelmed, because obviously I would love my channel to grow and to be able to do YouTube properly, and get a lot of people like engaged and watching videos, especially things like the care leaver blog, because that can pass on a lot of helpful information from my own experience on to people who might need it. So yeah, of course I would love my channel and my audience to grow, but at the same time all of the algorithm-y type stuff just really stresses me out. So that was one of the reasons that I wanted to take a break, because I really was getting overwhelmed with the kind of things that I thought I had to do, like video length, frequency of uploading, all that kind of thing. That was one of the reasons. The other reason is because I don't want to particularly spend a lot of money on something that is just a hobby. Like, I know a lot of people spend a lot of money on hobbies. My boyfriend James, for example, he enjoys like kart racing a lot. He is actually part of a club with his uni, and obviously because of the nature of the hobby it can be quite expensive sometimes. And obviously a lot of people that do lots of other sports have the same thing, where you invest, if you're good at something, you're on a team or all that kind of stuff where you invest money in a hobby. But this whole thing is not that kind of thing for me. So when it comes to viewers always wanting better, higher quality content, for example, but also with like different stuff going on in the videos, let alone the video that actually itself, that's another thing that stresses me. If you do follow this channel, particularly the vlog side of the channel where I've done daily vlogs, and I've just started the car chats videos, which was actually my last video before taking this little hiatus. The car chats video where I just am in the car and I talk to you guys. You will know if you watch those videos that this camera is a new camera that I bought fairly recently, and obviously cameras are not cheap, they're quite expensive. But with that in mind, I didn't buy this camera for YouTube. I bought this camera because of many other reasons, and just because I could use it as a vlogging camera was just something to consider. It was not a main factor for me purchasing a camera at all. If that was the reason for me buying the camera, I wouldn't have bought this camera, I would have bought a different one. But this one is still really, really great, which is obviously a bonus. But that's the kind of thing that also stresses me, is because always now you see, like, when YouTubers do vlogs and they show their setup and there's like all of their like lighting equipment, their big cameras, and I get really overwhelmed by that, and kind of when you sit down and you think, oh, is that the kind of thing that I need to be able to make videos on YouTube? And after a little bit of thinking, I kind of thought, well, no, it's not. I mean, anyone can make videos. More and more, if I'm out and about but I don't have my camera, I will just vlog on my phone, because these days it's kind of good enough to vlog on your phone. Yeah, maybe the audio might not be fantastic, but it's actually still okay. The other thing that goes hand in hand with that is editing. This is not my field at all. I'm not a filmmaker, and I'm definitely not an animator, so that kind of stuff is really out of my comfort zone. Generally, Photoshop is where I stay as far as my degree goes, and sometimes I draw, but even that I'm not good at. So as for video editing, I, up until like this point, well, and even still at this point, have literally just been using what came on my Mac, which is iMovie, which is by all stretches of the imagination terrible. Like, it is really limited, and you just can't do very much with it at all. But as far as I'm concerned, it's perfectly fine because it's simple and easy to use, and I can sit down right now like this, film a video for you guys, take my SD card out, whack it straight in my computer, and I can bang out a video for you guys, like, super quick. As far as like getting it actually edited goes. But again, that's one of the other things I struggle with. But because it's not my area, and because the software I'm using is limited, more and more now I watch videos and they're so well put together, and it's really amazing. And it's another one of those times where I sit there and I think, do I need to be able to kind of compose a video in that way for anyone to be able to watch it? And again, that's one of the times where I sit and think, no. I mean, if I'm truly doing it for myself, which is how I started in the first place, making videos, then I shouldn't need to be some kind of like editing whiz to be able to put videos up online. But that was another thing that stresses me out. Another reason for the hiatus. I've actually recently been thinking about using different editing software. I have got Adobe Creative Cloud, which includes Premiere Pro, but I have tried using that, and James has tried to teach me how to use it, but I am just a bit too dense, and it is a piece of professional software, and it really just goes over my head. It's all technical and there's loads of numbers and stuff everywhere, and I just really can't use it. So what happens is I end up, sometimes I'll just use iMovie to edit, and if it's a particularly long video, I'll then use Premiere just to compress it at the end, and that's literally it, because I can't really, I just can't get much more functionality out of it, because I'm just not very good. Because of this though, it has kind of made me think recently that I should start looking into using other softwares. I mean, I've basically tried every free software under the sun that I could get my hands off and download for free, and then I have discarded each and every one at a time, because they have either got severe limitations, and they prompt you to then pay to get some certain things unlocked, or they're just generally bad, or they are still not usable for me, the person who has to do the editing stuff. So that's why another one of the reasons that I'm not so... I've been trying to take a break recently. Let's go back to the blog post and I'll read off a couple more because I can't remember them all. Okay. Yeah, okay. The one that should have been obvious that I've only just remembered is the other thing is that it has been really hard recently to time manage it all. I mean, we've just had Easter, and I don't know how it differs from place to place, but my Easter holiday was the whole of April, so all 4 weeks of April. 1 week of that I was working on a residential for care leavers, well, people in care and care leavers, which was fantastic, but that was a week of the holiday gone that I couldn't do anything else with. Obviously it was a residential, so I wasn't coming home every day, I was staying. To add to that, it wasn't local either, it was actually very close to where I used to live, at Winchester Uni, but that was still, obviously that's still a long way from here. So that, yes, I had to cross that week off as a week of being able to do anything. The week before that, I used as a week to get a load of uni work done. Like, I crossed off a lot of my list, and I'm going to show you my list in a minute, and it's been stressing me. So that's 2 weeks gone. And then the last couple of weeks, since I've been back from the residential, I've kind of just been milling around in one of those procrastination / overwhelmed states where you know you've got a lot to do, but the thought of having a lot to do makes you not able or just too lazy to bother to start doing anything, which obviously does not make the problem of having a lot to do go away. It just enhances the problem because you begin to have less and less time to get through the list. So that's what's been going on for the last couple of weeks, but I have steadily made my way through the list, and as I can see right now there are 1, 2, 3, 4. One thing I've just added, 4 things left on the list. So that was another thing that stopped me kind of from filming recently, as well, is the priority of things like my uni work and other things that I've had going on, basically, over making YouTube videos. So I keep talking about this blog post that I wrote. In the blog post I specifically said that I still wanted to write blog posts. And this is because this video is not the end of my break. This video is the start of my break. Obviously I have already been absent from uploading for a good few weeks already, but I now thought that it was time for an explanation. And basically this is the start of the break. There are a couple of things that I'm going to formulate for myself in my book of stuff. I'm going to write that down right now so I don't forget, because I will forget. Where's the book at? So So you guys know and are possibly familiar with the video and blog post ideas book. I'm going to write it down right this second that I am going to formulate a few ideas as to what I can do to help me keep uploading videos that I enjoy making, because that is the thing that I'm finding most important right now, is that making a video is not going to be a chore. That is the most important thing. If I sit down to make a video and it feels like I'm just trying to tick something off my list as a chore, then I shouldn't be bothering to film the video. So that is the most important thing here, is that I enjoy what I'm doing. Because what are we doing with our lives if we do stuff every day and every day of our life that we're not enjoying it? I mean, yeah, there are things like degree work, which at the time is stressful and not quite enjoyable, but at the end of it you kind of feel good. And the end of it, when you've got a degree, that feels good. So, you know, where I'm coming from was doing stuff that you enjoy and makes you happy. So I'm going to write down new video structure. As part of that, you may have noticed this little setup I've got going on. Over here is the kitchen. Over here is the living room. This in front of me is diagonally my desk. And that over there is my desk lamp with a white light bulb in it. And I have sat here specifically today because that desk lamp with a white light bulb in it does exactly the job that I would need it to do if I were, say, able to get myself like 2 soft boxes. That does the same job, but it's already part of my desk setup. This diagonal little thing allows me to sit kind of almost head on to the light so that I am fully lit. And the behind background is just because this is the background if I sit in this position. The other thing it means is that I could be already sat at my desk and I could decide, right, I want to film a video now, and the things that normally put me off from filming a video, for example, not being bothered to go upstairs and put the setup up to make the video, and all of that kind of stuff, and find the cameras from downstairs and bring them upstairs, that is all eliminated because I am already sat at least 5 feet from everything I need because I'm at my desk. If I want to film a video, I can pick it up and I can just do it right there, and this looks perfectly fine now. So that is just convenience, and it helps me to kind of get motivated to film. It's also more enjoyable for you if you watch, because I won't feel like I'm doing what I'm doing as a chore, and that will come across hopefully in the way I give the video to you guys. Hopefully you'll be able to tell the difference in my delivery, if you like. But hopefully, I mean, if it doesn't, I'm not doing anything, I've not done something right. So I'm going to note down the new setup as important on my book. While we're talking about this, I briefly mentioned my list earlier of things that I've been trying to tick off, and this filming this video, I never actually wrote on the paper, but it was also on the list. So for argument's sake, I will show you. So this is my list for Easter. As you can see, I've been so excited every time I have crossed something off that I have furiously scribbled it out from the page as if to try and scratch it from existence now that it has been completed. I did also find that every time I tick something off for the first week, every time I cross something off, I ended up writing 2 new things down instead, which was infuriating because the progress was slow. But now, as you can see, I only have 4 things left, even though technically a minute ago that was 5 things, but now I am filming this, so 4 things left to do. and I've got at least a week left to do it, so that is totally manageable, and I'm much less stressed than I was a week ago when I was finished with the residential and I knew I needed to sit down and work and kind of was just too lazy to bother. So we've said new video structure with the new setup like this, things for convenience such as the lamp, and the fact that my cameras literally live right there. If you want, I will show you where they live. Ooh! As you can see, this setup is easy to move around. So my cameras literally live on that shelf. This is that. This is my desk, and that's the light I was talking about, just in case you wanted to be blinded today. And you were just sat right there like that. So I'm just gonna pop you back down. Just so. So yes, you can see why I wanted to do it like this. Obviously it's convenient and easy. I mean, even like I'm still using a full-size tripod, just not fully extended, and it can just sit on my desk and we can just, you know, talk. Also, I have like quite a lot of space like behind me. You will have seen when I did one of my favourites videos I say recently, if we keep forgetting that I've not uploaded for like 4 weeks. Well, I think it was my February favourites that I did at the beginning of March. I was actually sat on the sofa there behind me with the camera on the coffee table. Obviously this is a similar setup, but as you can tell by the fact that I filmed my favourites down there, that I have a lot of space around me, so if I am doing a video that involves me showing you a lot of stuff, I have enough room to be able to show you the stuff, and then I can then take it back to wherever it lives in the house later, afterwards. So that is another benefit of being down here. So yeah, that's what I thought I would talk about today. This video was not planned at all, as you could probably tell. I mean, the camera cut out halfway through and I didn't even notice, so we'll see how that goes when I sit down to edit it. This video was not planned or scripted, or I haven't thought it through. I just knew that I needed to give an explanation for where the hell I have been for the last few weeks and why I haven't bothered explaining why I haven't uploaded a video. But here I am. I aim to be back soon. I want to finalise all of the stuff and work out what I'm gonna, you know, like do to make me start enjoying YouTube again. Because that's the problem, is I stopped because I wasn't enjoying it anymore, and that made me sad because I knew how much I was enjoying it before, and I wanted to enjoy it that much again. So I've decided that I need to find a way to enjoy it again. This might take a little bit of time. I mean, I might have to rework a lot of stuff and like re-evaluate what I even want to do. But when I've done that and I come back, it will be much better. Like, it will be so much better, because I will be enjoying it and I want to be doing it, which obviously makes it so much better for you guys, because you can just tell. I mean, you can tell if someone wants to do something or not, just based on like their body language, their facial expressions, even their tone in which they're talking to you. You can tell. So yes, that is important. I need to rework it so that I enjoy it, and then I'm giving you the best of me, and I'm giving me the best of me. I mean, there's no point me carrying on trundling along making YouTube videos that I'm not enjoying making. What's the point in forcing yourself to do that? Because it doesn't gain anything for me or for you. I mean, you wouldn't watch it if you can clearly tell that I don't want to be there, and I would eventually just never want to YouTube again because I would be forcing myself to film crap videos. So that's my reasoning basically, now that I have explained myself and I've made all of the excuses I can, I apologise. I'm so sorry. I will, however, no matter how long this break is, I will be continuing to write on my blog, which is linked down below, as you know if you've checked it out before. Check out the blog post that I've talked about a couple of times in this video. I will link that specifically in the description so you can check it out. Obviously it explains a lot more in depth about what I've been talking about in this video. A lot of it is actually about money, because that is something that has been a problem for me in the past, and kind of puts a bit of pressure on me, especially when it comes to YouTube, and you kind of feel like you need to be putting more money into it than I'm either willing or actually able to do. So that's all explained in the blog post, so I'll link that in the description. You can check that out if you want to. But I guess until next time, I will see you when I see you. Oh, one last thing. Because I've been gone so long, I will compensate, and I aim to make a bunch of videos to go on online, like at the same time, at the beginning of the end of my hiatus. So when my break from YouTube ends, the first week of me being back at YouTube, I will upload a group of videos together, say like 5. Let's go with 5, that's a target I can stick to. We'll do 5 videos and I'll upload them all on the same time, so that's Wednesdays 5 PM, just in case you'd forgotten. And they will all go live at the same time, and then the week after that it will just go back to normal, and I will be back, and I will have sorted myself out and I will have pulled it together. But yes, until then, like this video if you liked it, make sure you subscribe if you want to stick around and see what happens. I mean, I could understand why you wouldn't want to. I mean, I've been a bit flaky, so I can forgive anyone who doesn't want to stick around. But if you do want to stick around and find out what happens, make sure to subscribe, and I will be back. But in the meantime, bye!